Yeah, so there's no introduction, you know,
Okay.
for this series, this video series. It's
Cool.
just, you know, casual conversations with people that I feel like, I mean, kind of like what I was telling you.
Right.
They have, number one, a story, but then also, more importantly, because it is kind of curated, like people who I like having conversations with, and I think that they have a lot of like wisdom and everything to share out with other people. And I think that the best wisdom comes when you're not trying to be preachy, or when you're not like trying to like go, here's something I want you to know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the conversations I've had with you, like I walked away from them because the first one kind of happened by accident. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we met up, but it wasn't really like saying. All right.
I walked away from that conversation feeling really good about it too. Like, man, I want to hang out with them again.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it felt like. Me, you, and Trip. Yeah.
I actually wanted to invite him to the dinner, but I couldn't find that number that when we were in a group message. And
I'll share it with you and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this one's too late, but I mean, it's something you want to do, like when a.
Well, we'll get into it.
Word. But I mean, for people that don't know you though, because I do want to give some type of frame of reference. DJ Pastel, or is it just Pastel? Which one do you go
Whatever. I kind of originally it wasn't even that. I just let people say what they want to say.
What was it before?
So my government name, for the record, I don't even tell people.
Yeah, I'm about to say, do you be telling people this?
I don't even tell anybody that because nobody even calls me that.
Except
for like people that I've known for a long, long time, and then they've even slowly started calling me B or P or Pastel. You know, it's my government name is Brittany.
Okay.
So I've never felt like a Brittany. I've never liked the name Brittany. It was kind of cool how my mom spelled it, but
how'd she spell it?
Britnee.
Britnee. That is interesting.
Yeah, it's actually Brittany.
Yeah.
Where most of them are Brittany or Brittany.
Yeah. Like phonetically, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how I came up with EhKees, by the way. It's the phonetical spelling of X pronounced in Spanish, but that's not about me.
So, I just kind of, people just made it Pastel B and B Pastel, and I just was like, whatever.
How'd you get to the Pastel?
I liked it. It felt good.
Okay.
I originally was in California, and I used to make my friends mixtapes all the time. Never thought about being a DJ, never crossed my mind, not one single time. And they were like, you should be a DJ. And I was like, whatever.
Right.
By the time I went home, I downloaded this software. I had like the first Apple, the white one, you know what I mean? The first laptop.
Oh, yeah. It was like plastic.
I had got that, and I had downloaded this software. It was called DJ, Algorithm. And I just started messing around with it, and by the time, it was a 5-hour flight, so by the time I made it back to Columbus, I basically already understood how it worked. So I realized that like maybe a month or two after, they put some hardware out.
Yeah.
So I went to the Apple store, got the hardware, started messing around with it. Before I knew it, I was like obsessed. So I was like, maybe I can do this thing, you know? So I pitched this idea to a couple club owners that I know in Park Street District. They've known me since we were like way underage, but
right.
you know, I was like, hey, so I have this idea, I'm about to start DJing, like, can I make you a mix? And they were like, sure, make us a mix. I knew they were going to open up social, and I kind of felt like they were going for a Miami vibe just based on the visuals. And so I made them like some lounge music style mix, you know, and they messed with it. So they was like, you know, you can have Thursdays.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's lit.
So, that's where it started.
How long ago was that?
Probably about 7-8 years now.
Okay.
But the Pastel, it came from headphones. I wanted something that was soft, feminine. I didn't look like this 7 years ago.
Oh,
I was still pretending. I always did what I wanted to do, but I was in a way a little bit like concerned about perception. But I was always the type of person that's like, F it. So
right.
It just, I had to wait until I was ready to say F it to really go full-fledged with it.
So it's like Pastel, kind of like a, for lack of a better word, like a mask or something, or?
It's like an alter ego for real. It's actually, I feel like it is a personality. Like it is another part of my personality.
You ever take it off?
I feel like it's my true personality. Though.
Okay, word.
No, I don't take it off. It's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people say Pastel, it feels more organic than Brittany.
Yeah, I feel that. My boss, he told me the other day, he was like, man, sometimes I got Malcolm and then sometimes I got EhKees. I'm like, bro, nah, like Malcolm is EhKees and vice versa. You know what I mean?
But, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so I definitely dig that.
Yeah.
Like when I was asking you beforehand or whatever, like what all, like, you wanted me to introduce you as, you was like DJ, personal chef, hustler, full-time hustler, interior design.
Whatever you want. I mean, honestly, I feel like the best way to describe myself is to have a conversation with myself.
Word?
Yeah, I mean, that's really how you're going to get your answers. I don't put everything out there because I feel like everyone isn't deserving of all of that information.
Why?
They just aren't. I mean, you're putting your vulnerability on this open platform. I feel like a part of that you should reserve for those who are worthy.
I told you when you walked in that I had like a real like emotionally turbulent weekend and everything. And like I was around my grandma this weekend and I didn't want to talk to her. My grandma, that's my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my heart. And I was like, I don't want to talk to you, grandma. She was like, I could tell that something was wrong with you. I apologized to her later because I hated that I talked to her like that, but I just needed time for myself.
Right.
And she was like, I can always tell when something's wrong with you because ever since a child and even till now, like you've always worn your heart on your sleeve and everything. Like you don't really like hide your emotions or whatever.
Right.
Like you just feel and like you put it out there. So I know it's kind of hard for me understanding like the guardedness and everything, and it's something that people have like told me. It's like if you show your weaknesses or whatever, then people are gonna try and use that against you. And I was like, they could try. I can see how they think that way, but if you have a solid foundation, right,
nobody can take it away from you. But I view it as everybody can't come to my house, just like everybody can't ride in my car, just like I won't share details with that person that I just don't feel like you need to know it.
Right.
There's really no middle.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I dig that.
I keep my, like Jarreau said, I keep my circle small like my belt size.
Man.
That's literal.
That Jarreau. All right, so I just put out a, it's a 2-year anniversary a couple weeks ago for Never How You Plan. I'm sure you've known Jarreau for a long time.
For a while.
But that album was so like transformative for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just came like right on time and everything. It was like a manuscript on how to live life. You know what I'm saying? So like I think it's dope that you just quoted him.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, if you know Jarreau, you know how open he was with that project. I mean, I
don't know him, so I can't say.
I mean, well, you basically do by listening to his album because he put it all out there for you. You know what I'm saying? Trials and tribulations throughout. I mean, he's been out here for a long time. They've all been out here. I've seen the group change so many times, and I met them after high school. But they're a group who deserves to win. They deserve to win individually as well if that's the route that they choose. But I've always been a fan. I mean, I just feel like their lyrical content is insane. Their beats are insane. Just it's under the radar. Like people are just like slowly just now catching on.
Right.
Just like that new song that he put out. Like that's another one.
He's crazy.
He's going ham. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I love when he puts out new material.
Yeah, I agree.
Swift too.
He got some new shit coming out too.
Eyeball, Veda. Everybody's just going hard on their own personal projects now. I love that. Yeah,
definitely. Like that's one thing. Like the people that having these conversations and stuff with, at least for Throw Away the Keys, are people who have been around for a while and they've seen like a lot of changes in the culture here in Columbus. Because I think that even if you have like the right perspective and like you're open or you're a forward thinker or you're just perceptive in the first place, that doesn't really mean anything if you haven't been around to actually like use that perception. You know what I mean? So I think that there's a special like, I'm looking for the right word. Skill isn't the right word, but it's like a trait or whatever that only people that have been around for a long time like can actually use.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that. Like, how do you feel like things have changed here in the city?
Um,
Or like, is there anything that like really like stands out to you?
people are wanting to finally work together. Instead of, I've always felt like a lot of people nobody wants the next person to win more than them. So when it comes to working together, people are a little bit apprehensive about it. Or I feel like it's pockets of people that are kind of cliquey and they only support those groups.
Yeah.
And now that's kind of being unraveled and they're like, okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, man, Cleveland does it.
Right.
You know, Cincinnati does it. What's wrong with us? I mean, we got all the juice. We got just as much juice as anybody else, but
man, some of the most talented people.
we're at war with ourselves. I just like, this is stupid. So I'm glad that that's finally starting to, break.
When I graduated from college, 2014, it was right before I took over Flypaper. I don't know, I was listening to Drake and something he said just really like clicked with me. It's like, I'm on a mission to shift the culture. And I was like, you know what, like that's my personal mission, whatever, to shift the culture. I put it out there, I tweeted it, and somebody was like, man, nigga, you know how many people tried to do that? And I was like, bro, all right, but I can't like base on it. I'm gonna be off of what everybody else isn't. And I mean, I like to take credit, you know what I'm saying? Be like, oh yeah, Columbus is so much better than it was, but obviously I don't got nothing to do with it. I'm just like,
it takes all
sharing
hands
stories.
on deck.
Yeah, I think that there has been a behavior change, like to what you just said, like people
showing up.
Yeah, showing up,
even if it's not something that you do on the regular basis. Oh, this is my ideal type of event or what have you. I mean, you really come in to support another person.
Right.
Period. Like you go buy hats, buy T-shirts at local shows, buttons, pins, whatever.
Intentionally.
I mean, even if you only stay for half the show.
Right.
Just know that you support it. You know what I mean?
What events have you been a part of, like over the last, I don't know, couple of years and everything?
Man, I want to say the biggest one recently, is the Columbus Book Project.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know what she was doing with that. She's not even from here,
Right.
but anytime she asked me to help her, I always made myself available, and that's something that I have to be mindful of too. People will show up for you. You know what I'm saying? It comes tenfold. Like, you got to be available for people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because it comes back. It comes back bigger than what you can imagine. But I just made sure I was there for her every time she needed me to. Like I said, I didn't know where this project was going, and when it actually developed, I was just blown.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
she
this
came
is
on
years of curating.
She came on the podcast a couple of weeks ago that we had, and like I hadn't even known about the Columbus Book Project until after it came out.
Yeah.
When she was just telling me the story and everything that went into like developing it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. You're amazing.
Right.
Like, I appreciate you. You know what I mean,
Man,
doing
she's
this
from
for the
Florida.
city.
She don't have to do that for Columbus.
That's like what she said when she got up here. Like, 'cause she went to she lived around Polaris, like when she first moved here.
Yeah.
And she just like, all right, I've been here for some time now. I need to know where the culture is. I need to know where people are. And I think that that's one thing about Columbus that kind of gets overlooked sometimes. People don't think that we have any culture here. That we don't have like, talent.
Yeah.
We don't have
a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
There's so much that the city has to offer.
What are some of the things that you think, like for the untrained ear, people that don't know where to look?
What are some of the things?
Yeah, like that define Columbus in your opinion.
The fashion.
That's crazy you
the
say
arts.
that, because people say that there's no fashion here.
Oh
I mean,
my
as we
gosh,
sit in the
it
shop,
is.
right?
It is. There's so much fashion here. Sometimes I walk past people and I'm just like, I mean, you made you know what I'm saying? You can make the most ragdoll pieces look amazing. It's not about what you spend on the material. It's how you wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything comes back around again. Look at bell bottoms. The 60s wave is coming back in.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
You like the 60s?
Oh yeah, I love the 40s,
just, like,
50s.
lit up,
I mean,
like,
I mean, because I can respect all the genres. Like I feel like as I became a DJ, I started exploring different genres and different cultures. So I really have a liking and an understanding for each genre.
Yeah, I remember that's one thing that you was talking about the last time that we
I'll
talked.
play some 40s, some 50s in a heartbeat and be
Right.
loving it. People be like, what do you know about this? I'm like, don't go there. Don't go there. You don't want these problems.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know, it's like, Bern, he was here earlier, and we was talking about like playing the type of music that you think should be played, and then playing the type of music that you think should be played. and like, you know, the different approaches with that. I think I respect the DJs the most that like try to actively put me onto some shit, or like just play to their own taste, you know what I mean? And like,
well, it can be a selfish
vibe.
sport. You know, there's some DJs who will ignore you, won't take requests. If I got it, I'll play it. If I can work it in, I mean, I'm not just going to stop a song. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand that you have to work the songs in, you know. I'm not one to, I'm not a top 40s DJ. I actually hate playing top 40s. But I do like to step outside of people's comfort zone. I'm very vigilant when I'm playing to an audience. And I don't just cater to one specific demographic of people at all. Sometimes that gets me in trouble if I'm doing clubs. That's why I don't like doing clubs.
Right. What do you like doing?
Well, I like doing my own parties.
Okay.
That's why I invested in my own speakers and everything else, so I can do what I want. I can be on the roof if I want to. You know, like, I realized very early that I did not like being told what to play. Like, what's the point? You can hook up an iPod, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it was diluting my creative control, so... Like, don't hire me if you're gonna tell me what to play. I have consultations with pretty much anybody I do an event with. I want to get a feel for what you want, and I'm gonna mix that with what I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel that. I like that too.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure you're comfortable and there's no surprises. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm catering to an older crowd, I already know what they're gonna want to hear because I know what my family like to hear. You know what I'm saying? I know what I like to hear if I was their age, and I can respect their time. So why would I try to put on Bad and Bougie for a group of 40 to 65-year-olds?
Do you feel like there's like a core audience that like you specifically like not catered to, but that you like doing events for, or do you like the range?
I like the range. I like playing for all the people because I get this I get underestimated a lot.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that actually.
And so, you know, they'll do one of these like, okay, she knew what she's doing. Like, especially I just did a black wedding. And it was huge, like in Dublin on this golf course. I mean, surprised me. I mean, the mayor was there, like Coleman. You know, some people from the Columbus Urban League that I recognized. I did an event with them before as well. I was just kind of like, they had a band. I didn't know, you know, really where to go, but I just paid attention to who was present, and I just rocked with that. And they were very happy. Right. They were very happy, and I was like, whew. That was one, because I couldn't really see them based on the way that the room was set up, and you know, that's how I kind of get my juice, you know, is by seeing the feedback from them dancing and moving and just grooving to a song, like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, I get that energy, so I couldn't see them, so I felt like I was flying blind, but it worked out.
Do you have like a signature party or anything that you do, or like do you just like, as you feel compelled to do an event, then you just throw it and then? Well,
yeah, it's situational, because I've been in this food thing, and it's a competition for time.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I'm equally passionate about both of them. You know, growing up, they say you gotta find one thing and hone in on that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. Like I don't feel like I could be blessed with too many talents to just pick one. Right. Like, that doesn't seem real to me.
I do want to talk about the food before we transition over to that, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, you know, you're a woman DJ.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever think about the fact that you're a woman DJ, or?
I think I have thought about it to a certain degree. Not only being a woman, but being a lesbian. I think that it can draw favor and it cannot. Just because, I don't know. That's a weird topic to even go that deep about. But I do sense favor sometimes from males in that department, especially because of what I look like. But if I was, you know, if I had some big boobs and I was half naked, I mean, I would get booked more just because of what I'm willing to look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that, but it's not me.
Do you ever feel like people underestimate like your talent because you're, you know, a woman, or do you think that you get more respect?
I'd say it's probably 50-50. I mean, people are surprised a lot you know, or they'd be like, where you been at? Like, and I'm just like, here.
Right.
I'm here.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm here. So,
I
mean,
am, like, just from the conversations and stuff that we had, like, I would imagine that you probably don't even like the idea of being boxing as, like, a
I don't like
DJ,
boxes.
or, like, a lesbian
See,
DJ.
I don't like boxes, man.
Right.
I don't. I just like, can I just be me? Can I
Right.
live?
It's like, I'm Pastel. I'm not a,
Can I live?
a female DJ.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't like to be limited to anything. I just like to just be me and vibe and just do what I do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everybody should just do that. Do what you do.
For sure.
It's less troubles to worry.
I mean, but do you ever think on that same note, though, that, like, by you just being yourself, like, unapologetically, and, like, not even being concerned with the fact that you are... Alright, so, crazy story. It's a little tangent. On Friday, I had a photo shoot over at AEP, and, like, I was talking in a group of executives, and I was like, facts, and I was like, oh, shit, I just said facts. I'm like, I'm getting fired, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, that's just me, like, you know, Southside Columbus Malcolm, you know what I mean? Just talking and being myself, knowing that, like, I deserve to be a part of this conversation.
Right.
For like, I'm here for a reason, so
Right.
I shouldn't change who I am. And I also think, like, you know, through my conversations and me being unapologetically myself, that, you know, the next nappy-headed little boy from the South Side, you know what I mean, he'll have a lane that he could walk in as well. Like, do you ever feel that mantle?
I do, and that's why, you know, I always get asked to mentor and show little girls. Like, I'll show anybody. I don't believe in not teaching somebody a skill. Like, I don't feel threatened. I feel privileged. I'm thankful that somebody thinks I'm that good that they want to, you know, they want to work with me. You know, so they are inspired by me. So I always get kids when I'm doing events. Like, I was at Saks a couple weeks ago, and these little kids, they just come and they just stare. And sometimes, like, if it's not like a corporate event, I'll come and I'll let them kind of mess with it a little bit, where I know people ain't really paying attention. But yeah, you know, I do. I feel that way.
I interviewed Jesus, man, her name is Lil Ratchet Soul. Okay. And I was talking to her last fall, and she was saying how she goes out of the way to, like, you know, intentionally, like, you know, plug underground artists in her sets and plug women, femcs in her sets, and, you know, singers and everything. It's like, you know, women just don't get enough love. And, like, I'm thinking about, like, Beyonce, Beychella, you know what I mean, and how, like, you know, intentionally, like, going out of her way to, you know, shine certain lights on.
That's what it takes, though. That's what it takes for these artists to be known. I think if we didn't have the internet, you know, people were selling CDs and stuff out their cars and just being present all day, everyday hustle. And there's some people out here who still have that same mentality where they get their CDs printed. We know that people don't really listen to CDs anymore. But CDs are going to come back around again.
Yo, if anybody ever gives me a CD, like, I go and listen to it. Like, only because they're not being lazy, not just sending me a link, and they're not, you know.
I don't think it's lazy. I think we just transitioning with the times.
Well, I'm saying, like if somebody's going out of their way to, like, press up a CD, and it's, like, a complete, like, it has, like, album art and all that. Like, that's what I listen to first, honestly.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, I take those CDs all day long. You know, I was leaving the LC one day, and Tate Fresh, he's been out here grinding for a long time, man. You know, and he had his little street team out, you know, handing out CDs, and I saw this girl look at it and literally flung it in the air.
Oh, man.
I mean, it honestly pissed me off, because I'm like, you just threw this man's money in the air. If it was $100, you would have put it in your pocket. Exactly. But you just blatantly looked at it and threw it in the air.
It's like, a lack of, like, care for other people's, like, art, you know?
Yeah.
When the Black Lives Matter, like, was, you know, really, like, trending heavy, and I mean, it's still present, but it's not as, like, I don't know, buzzworthy, if you will, I guess. But, you know, I wrote an open letter on flypaper and said, you know, say Black Lives Matter like you mean it. Don't just say it when somebody's dead or when they're a hashtag. Like, say it when you're getting a CD on the street or whatever. Like, this is somebody's life that they put into their work or whatever. It's like, show that matters and that's important. Listen to it, give it time, attention, pay for it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's all it's going to take. You know, Drake did the same thing. I remember when Drake came to Long Street and handed out. He used to land in Vegas. Hold on, was it? What was the name of the?
So Far Gone.
So Far Gone. He handed out that mixtape and sleeves. Didn't even have hard copies. You know, I remember him handing me that CD. I remember I popped it in my CD player when I left the club tonight, and I was like really impressed. And I mean, I didn't even know he was, you know, from Canada. I didn't know that he was on Degrassi. My white friends knew him because they were like, "That's Wheelchair Jimmy," and I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Right.
They're like, Degrassi. I'm like, I don't watch it. So, you know, that's when I started to learn a little bit more about him, and like that's probably one of my favorite albums still, just because it's an album you can listen to through and through. That showed me where he was going to be. Right. And he's been consistent ever since.
Yeah, staying power, you know what I mean?
Man, he's like one of the most talked about artists.
Maybe of all time? Is it early enough to say?
I mean, there ain't too many people doing what he's doing.
Right, and that's been doing it for as long as, it's 2000, it's about to be 2019.
He's
it's
always
10 years.
At the top tier.
Right.
Always. I mean, he makes hits. He's a hit maker.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's like albums that Pac made that I can't listen to the whole album.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, no, and then I don't know if Drake's ever made a bad like project before.
He hasn't. That's the thing.
Like a bad one. Like there's some that like you like more than others,
right.
but I don't know if he's ever put together a bad project.
I don't think that he has.
It's like Kanye, you know, like he's never put together a bad project.
I mean, you can tell these are artists who are super passionate. They have an open platform to be able to put their music out there in whatever way they want to, whereas, you know, back then you couldn't really do that. You were judged.
Yeah, for sure.
Really hard. I mean, you're judged now, but people don't care. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like I can respect and I can relate more than hate. You know? Yeah, definitely. So,
I want to be mindful of your time. I know you said that you had something to do when you...
It's just a little baby basketball game.
Okay, word. Because I did want to... Like, I want to ask you about your cooking and stuff. I also have more questions about your music and everything, too.
We're rolling.
I was talking to Bern earlier, you know, about the different types of DJs that there are. Like, what type of DJ would you consider? Like, he was saying, like, there's performance DJs, and then there's, like, DJ mixes, people that just, like, make really good mixes, and then there's, you know, DJs that know how to scratch, and the technique and everything is really good.
I would not consider, I'm not even going to try to make myself out to be something
another
I'm
box.
not.
Right.
I do enjoy making mixes. I'm not a turntablist. I do admire it, but at the time that I came into the game, it wasn't necessary to be a DJ. Okay. I do respect the craft. I mean, that's something different. That's a different skill of DJing. Like that's like the top tier.
Excuse me.
Top tier. I mean, it's truly a craft. I wouldn't dilute any of the other classes of DJing because it's still art. It's just it's changed with times. I remember when I first started DJing, like I had a controller and people would look at me like I wasn't even serious. Like, like what is that? And so it made me feel some type of way. So I got CDJs, and then I got turntables because I was like, I need to figure out what works for me. A lot of people don't know that. I bought everything because of the way somebody made me feel. So I didn't want to be less than a DJ, and I still like controllers for portability.
That's what Bern was just saying on the podcast the other day.
I just can't believe how many people have controllers now. I'm just like, even the people who hate it when I had my controller. You know what I mean? So it's like now you get it. I can run 4 channels off of this one board, have a mic in. I mean, it's the pack down and the setup is cut in a fraction of the time of running all these wires and I mean, I'm 120 pounds. You know what I'm saying? My speakers weigh half as much as I do. Right. So when like it's funny because a lot of times they'll be like, "You need help?" And I'll be like, "I mean, you know what? Yeah. Yeah." And then it's so surprised that my little self is carrying these heavy speakers. Yeah. I mean, I'm so used to it that I'm just like,
how did you do this?
You know what I mean? I'm just used to it, but they are heavy. They are heavy, and I really need some lighter speakers. Right.
I feel you.
I do.
Do you ever like get the urge to like make your own music?
Like, I do, but I learned backwards. I've dabbled with production. I should have learned first. Okay. I feel like that's key. If anybody's interested in DJing, I feel like you should learn the production side first, because they go hand in hand. Okay. If you want to make your own remixes and stuff like that, you're gonna need to learn how to produce.
Yeah. Do you, like? Is that something you want to do?
Oh yeah, I've dabbled with it already, but I want to learn more.
Okay.
Definitely, I think it's necessary. It's so necessary. They go hand in hand. They are damn near one and the same.
Yeah, for sure.
So
When you do your mixes, like, do you have like somewhere that you put them out to, or?
Yeah, I usually put them out on my website, or I don't maintenance my website as much as I should. I'm gonna be honest, but during like festivals and Pride and things like that, I'll make a mix, I'll have it printed, and I'll hand them out. It's just I love the energy from crowds.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I would consider myself, back to what you're saying, more of a performance DJ. And a mix DJ.
Man, I saw Carnage perform at the Pepsi Music Factory last year, and it changed like my whole perception of like.
He has fun. I really enjoy his energy.
Yeah, like
Steve Aoki.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great artists out here, and I really love that whole merge of EDM with hip hop. I mean,
you don't believe in genres
because they just took these little hood black kids with this suburban, privileged kid who probably had equipment since they were like 5.
Right.
And they're working together and pulling these forces together. This kid would have never listened to this music.
Facts.
So I love what it's really doing, because I grew up listening to like heavy metal and everything else under the sun. So my mom thought I was weird as hell.
Man, I remember walking down Wager Street, like Parsons and Livingston.
Yeah.
My Southside Columbus. I had my headphones on. I was listening to Linkin Park and everything. Everybody was like, "Are you listening to that white boy music, Malcolm?" Like,
yes.
I mean, I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
they used to be like, call me white girl. They call me everything under the sun. I get flack from black people. Even my white friends that didn't like that music, they thought I was weird. I'm like, well, I guess I'm fucking weird then.
I mean, but look where it's got you, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't worked against me. I mean, music is music, man. It's all beautiful. It's like ingredients.
You don't think that there's such thing as bad music?
I feel like you can find beauty in everything if you took the lyrical away. If you took the lyrics away, it's still music.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can see that. I mean, like, I'm thinking, like, some shit just doesn't sound good to me. You know what I mean? I think that...
I don't know. I think I'm listening from a production ear when you break things down. Because I break things down all the time. Like, I hear music before it even really happens. Like, I hear how things are supposed to sound.
Yeah, so what happens when it doesn't sound like how it's supposed to sound?
It doesn't work. Rearrange some stuff.
Yeah, so like there is such thing as like music not working then, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's what I was like, because
I wouldn't call it bad music. I would just say it just doesn't work. It's not a good fit.
yeah, I guess I could see that. Like
that's just my perception.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's fair. Like, I'm just trying to like think about I think that I agree with you.
Like, I can listen to this, and I could pair something right now in my head that would be good with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how my mind naturally works now. But it took time. I used to get, like, freaked out. Like, what if I forget to move the crossfader over? Like, how do you separate all this sound? Now I can separate more sound. It's crazy. Like even just that. Like, the motorcycle going by. Like, all I hear is sound, sound.
Yeah, I got this thing. It's called synesthesia, where I hear music, like, I see colors and stuff. So it's like, as I'm listening to music, it's like I'm really like painting the picture like in real time.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm like, harsh sounds are like more aggressive colors, and then like the palette and blends and all that.
Do you see numbers?
No, I don't see numbers. Is that like a thing? Oh, I've never heard of that before.
Some people who have it stronger than the other, they'll, like, certain colors will have numbers.
Yeah, no, I've never.
Sounds. It's crazy. So you'll be like, so what's 6? Yellow.
Yeah. 6 is yellow though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Like, well, I don't know where I got that from though. So it's like 6 is yellow.
Well,
I mean, it makes
yellow
sense.
today.
Right. How did you get into cooking?
Well, my family's from the South.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was just in the family. Everybody, my grandparents. Well, my grandfather cooked, my grandmother cooked, and my grandmother always made us a part of every meal. Like, come here, you know what I mean? I gravitated toward it more than my older sister. I didn't know that I felt that passionate about it until about 10 years ago.
Okay.
I made a really childish decision when I was in high school. I hated my high school because I had to move, and I really wanted to go to culinary, but I really couldn't get down with the outfits. I was into fashion, so I was like, if you know me, you understand. I was like, yo, I can't wear that.
With like the hats and everything?
I can't wear that. I mean, the stripe, I was like, I can't. So I went with cosmetology.
Oh,
easy.
so that's why you were saying
It was easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do it, and I have the cosmetology license, so I can really break that down and go to, like, I can be a makeup artist, or I can do massage therapy. When you get the license for as a cosmetologist, you can really kind of branch yourself out however you want to. But it's just not me. You know, I need entertainment. Like, that doesn't entertain me to do nails and to do hair. Like, it's not my cup of tea.
Right.
Like, I've always loved music. I've always loved food. It's a universal language. We all need it. We can hate each other all we want to, but we all got to eat, and we all love to dance or listen to music. It's therapeutic. Both of them are. So I find it kind of ironic sometimes. I chuckle about it, that I'm in love with them both.
You're I mean, that's like your thing or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
you know, making other people feel good.
I do. I get, like, half the time I don't, well, actually 99.9% of the time when I cook, I don't even eat because I'm fulfilled.
You know, it's crazy. Everybody loves eating except for me. Like, I feel like, well, not even I feel like I know. Like, I grew up and we didn't have a lot of money, so there was like times I would go to bed hungry, and I got a weird taste palate. My dad used to say I have a hole in my soul because like he loved eating. He'll eat anything in the world, and give me a bologna sandwich or like let me get some ramen noodles and everything like that. That's all I ate. So I don't know. I don't have like the appreciation for food that everybody else does.
It took time. It took time for me too, because, you know, growing up in a black family, you're not really exposed. Like, I was so late to sushi.
Yeah,
I was so late to a lot of things, and I just
Yeah.
felt like, geez, when given the opportunity, man, like, you'd be surprised at how much you miss out on.
Do you like putting people on the food? Same
Oh,
way you
yeah.
like putting people on the music?
I cook for my grandmother. I take her meals. That's actually what I'm about to do after this. I take her meals. She has COPD, so it's kind of hard for her to get around, and she
Right.
doesn't really have the same passion for cooking as she used to. So, at the beginning of the week, I'll take her food, and she always tells me what she doesn't like, but I just slide it in there anyways, or I like introduce her to it in like a puree form or something like that. She'll body it, and I'll be like, you know, that's that stuff you said you didn't like, right?
She's like, why would
She's
you
like,
do
well,
that to me?
no. She's like, actually, you just made me feel like I don't know what I don't like.
Oh, wow.
So I was just like,
Yeah, that's a powerful feeling. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I mean, it made me feel really good. I was like, you know, I said, Grandma, growing up, like, my mom cooked like 5 signature meals. I didn't realize that she was cooking the same stuff over and over and over. You know, like, she had like 5 signature meals.
Facts.
So for me, I kind of like caught on late. So I'm still learning. I'm still developing. I'm still growing, you know, like, you know, and teaching as I'm growing too.
Yeah. Is there, all right, so you say you don't believe that you should just like hone in and focus on one thing. So obviously, you know, you got DJing, you got cooking. Is there anything that you're like looking to get into that you're not already like involved with?
No.
No? Like you feel like,
Not anything that, because I don't have time to waste.
Okay.
I don't have any more time to give anything else. And I don't think that I'm as passionate about anything else as I am with these two things. I don't even think that they're 1% more than the other. I think that they are literally like the left and right side of my brain.
you said that you loved fashion. Like, you
Yeah,
wanna
but
do
it's
anything
not
with
that big of a deal.
It's just like
It's just like something I like. It's
Yeah, I
not
feel
something
you.
I love.
I dig that.
So.
Cool. So, is there anything that like you're working on right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So currently, Alexia, my girlfriend, and I have been working on this project called Humans of Columbus, which it will change every event that we do. We're not really sure how we're going to go about doing it yet. We're just going to see how the first one rolls out. It's going to roll out this Thursday on the 26th. Humans of Columbus presents Let's Talk About It Over Dinner.
Yeah.
So originally the idea was inspired by watching Viceland, but I kind of have to reserve some of that because what my idea originally was I can't do yet. So this is just this is, I mean, it's not anything that hasn't been done,
Right.
obviously. It's just something new for the city, and we're always talking about doing something new. We've been having recycled fun for years, and it's like now that's coming to a halt. You know, like we want something new. We're thirsty for it. You know, people get burnt out doing the same thing, seeing the
Facts.
same faces.
Exactly.
We want something that's going to make people want to come out. Like, yo, what was that? The attention to detail to that was crazy. You know, I mean, I do things the way I want people to look at them. Like, I want you to be wowed. Like, they paid attention to that. They paid attention to that. I mean, everything was just perfect. I mean, it took time because I wanted to roll out a project like this probably about 5 years ago. Timing wasn't right, and I had to accept that.
Right.
You know, so.
Man, that's dope.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this Humans of Columbus project. We have some strong forces behind it, some great ideas brewing, and I'm just excited for what there is to come.
Word. Nah, that's real dope. And like people can get info on that, like
Yeah, humansofcolumbus.com.
.com.
Yep. We're still working on curating all the pages and everything, but there is a Humans of Columbus. These dinner parties are handpicked individuals, not for any specific reason. I mean, we started out with 30, which is still a steep number for doing it for a first time, but we're going to shoot for the stars for this one, and I hope it goes well. I feel confident it's going to go well. We've been working on it since, you know, as far as putting everything together, location and everything, since like January. So, you know, I think it's thought out through and through.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
You know, I think people are going to be excited. I'm excited.
You like it's showing all over your face and everything.
I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think
Word.
there's gonna be more. There's gonna be. It's there's growth in it. I mean, it's not limited to just a dinner party. So
I'm sure like there's stuff
see.
that you can't really talk about.
I gotta reserve some of that. You know what it's like to have
ideas.
ideas.
Trust me, I completely understand. On my birthday, I just turned 26 this year, and like I was just thinking about like where I am in my life and everything, and I don't know, I'm in a crazy place where I feel like I've accomplished everything that
it's the time though.
Now, 26
is that time where you revisit what you want to do, where you want to be.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't really make up excuses from that point on.
You know how they say, you know, you wasn't supposed to live past 25, the life expectancy of a black man. So it's like I'm already like past you know, my life expectancy, right? And I look at
isn't that crazy?
It's wild, you know. But I graduated. I mean, I have a profession doing exactly what I love to do. I've already like made impact and influence. Like I see my ideas being carried on by other people that have come after me.
Right.
So there's legacy already built in. I have a daughter. And I mean, to like literally carry on my name. And it's like, I mean, on the mood board, it's like, what else do I really want to do, right? But it's kind of like a second life though. So I call it the Reasonable Doubt year because Jay-Z was 26 when he put out his first album, his debut album. And I launched it. Well, I bought an LLC on my birthday called ETC by EhKees. And really, it just came from the idea. When people ask me, what do you do? And I don't ever have an answer for them because I just do everything. So it's like I do etc. my nigga. But also like marrying that with the idea that I love Columbus so much. So it's also an acronym, you know what I mean? Everything Columbus by EhKees. So I'm still trying to figure out what exactly that means.
That is so dope.
But yeah, that's kind of like what I'm on right now.
You should make a shirt.
Now I'm finna. Actually, it's on production. Like I'm getting some stuff made here at Starstruck. Whatever. Bernie made me a logo and all that type of stuff. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know where exactly it's going to take me.
You know what? That's a lifestyle, the etc. lifestyle.
Exactly. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's intentional. Now, whenever I can, every day I always wear at least one thing made by somebody else here in Columbus.
Yeah.
But like most of my shirts, like in my wardrobe, is all like Columbus brands or Columbus made or Columbus associated in some way. And I mean, a little bit outside of that. Sometimes it's just Ohio or the Midwest, but I intentionally go out my way to like support Columbus and then especially Black Columbus too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I know what you're saying. Back to what we were saying previously, though. I remember feeling some type of way, like, man, I don't get the love that I get. Hold on, I don't get the love that I give. And you know what I did? I took every hat, every T-shirt that I bought from somebody locally, and I laid it out on my bed. And I got really upset.
Why?
Because I said I didn't feel like I was getting the reciprocated love. Like, why am I out here spending my money, spending my time that I can't give back for people who don't do it for me?
Right. So what did you like come to with that, or was that just like
you got to keep going? You got to keep pressing forward.
I've learned, or I guess kind of accepted, that when I do this type of stuff, that sometimes the reward doesn't necessarily come from the person that I'm doing it with, but it's more so it's like a seed that's being planted, and then also like the people that are watching me like do that and like thinking, I respect him. I respect what he's doing. I want to be like him. I want to imitate his actions and everything. And then seeing that like kind of contagiously spread out to other people.
Yeah.
And so it's like the reward is in the act for me,
Yeah.
at least, and rather than like trying to get reciprocation or even like some type of compensation. Because some people
It was a conversation I had to have with myself. Like, what are you doing it for?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
What was your
Like,
answer?
are you doing it for reciprocation, or are you doing it because you genuinely want to support that person? Like, if you do
Right.
something, you don't give to receive.
Right.
So I had to remind myself of that.
That's important.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of people forget. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, is you can't do it because you want something back. Well, I mean, you can. I mean, that's capitalism.
Nothing good is gonna come out of it.
Exactly.
Though.
Or that will be the extent of your reward. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Is that you got something back from it. Because
Yeah.
it's a transaction. It's not
Yeah.
a act, you know? So
Yeah. Facts.
yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
So, I always like at the end of it. I didn't warn you beforehand or whatever. I got some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
You know, off the top of your head. I didn't want you to come in with prepared answers. So,
Oh, I
yeah,
mean,
for
I
me.
would have forgot him anyway.
Word. So I just want to get inside Pastel's head and
Okay.
everything. So there's a couple questions I ask everybody. And I'm probably gonna have to change this up after season 1. You know what I mean? Because I keep on asking the same questions and people gonna get hip to it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite places in Columbus to go on a date?
To go on a date?
Yeah, top 3.
Whew.
Right. You see, I could have just said, "What do you like to do?" But you know what I mean, like.
See, kind of works to my advantage because I cook.
Oh, yeah. You got the cheat code and everything.
I got the cheat code, so really you can have lunch anywhere. I mean, I feel like it's more intimate when you cook, and then cooking together. Also, but as far as like locations, if I really want to go out, I really love M.
What's him?
M in Marinova. It's
Not hip at all.
It's right across from I think it's, what is it, Bicentennial Park.
Oh yeah.
By Milestone. It's on the other side.
It's a restaurant?
It's a restaurant.
I was just over at Milestone and I don't remember that.
Well, it's kind of tucked off. It's
Okay.
like, just look it up.
No, I'm finna-
I like the setting.
Okay.
It's very chill. I like the ambiance. I like the view. That's one of my favorite. Do I have to pick 3?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
And they don't gotta be restaurants. I mean, unless that's like your favorite
I love
type
to go to restaurants.
Because you-
That's
food.
that's
Yeah.
my thing. I love to
Gotcha.
talk about food. I like to exchange meals because something I wouldn't order it, so maybe I can pick off yours.
Yeah,
You know
for
what
sure.
I mean? The Pearl Columbus is another favorite. Just because it feels like you're hanging out at home. It's comfortable. You don't have to be. These both are ironically Cameron Mitchell restaurants, and I'm kind of spoiled
Right.
now at this point.
Got you.
I like the view. I like the window seats.
I like the
I
view.
like that you can sit on the sofa and have your cocktails and even eat there if you want to.
Okay.
I like the fact that they have constant travelers that stay across the street at the Guild or the Joseph. So they, you just meet interesting people. I've met so many artists on tour, random strangers that are just visiting in town for business and come from the convention center. I just met some amazing individuals that I've maintained actual friendships with on the McFly. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I don't know if I have a third one yet. I think it's still curating.
Okay. That's fair.
There's a lot of restaurants coming along, so I don't really. These are some of my favorite places to hang out.
Do you have like aspirations to want to own your own restaurant one day?
I do. I would like to own one, but I like the idea of a food truck as well. Starting out, Cameron Mitchell is somebody I aspire to be like. He's the monopoly of the game.
Have you ever met him?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
But he's always around. He's always around. If I wanted to meet him, I could.
Right.
I know quite a few people who work for the company, so it's not. If I really wanted to sit down and, from what I hear, he's actually like a really cool guy. So if I wanted to sit down and, maybe stage him and ask him questions and see if I could follow him around for about a week or so, I'm sure he would be totally down for it. He's all about, I think that's what his next concept is about, is giving back. He's going to do something similar to the food hall.
Okay.
So, he's a pretty humble guy. from what I hear.
That's
so
good to
that's
know.
That's what I would like to be like.
I was in Upper Arlington this past weekend, and on Friday and everything, and I just got inspired to I wanted to have some conversations with people that I wouldn't normally be having conversations with, just to talk to them and hear their humanity, and also let them experience my humanity, and I don't know, but that's besides.
I do want to check out Juniper though. I like the view.
Okay, where's that at?
That's downtown as well, by Dock 580, I believe.
All these restaurants.
But the view, it's glass walls, so you get a beautiful, just view of the city. It's just dope.
Man,
they do yoga there too in the morning sometimes. Oh, yeah, so it's I can see how it's rejuvenating for the soul just to watch the sun come up just through those big, large glass windows. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I haven't tried that place yet, but I do want to try it. That's on my to-do list.
Okay, work. Look, now when I need to have a date location, I'm yo, Pastel, where should I go?
Yeah. There's a lot of cool little spaces that are just tucked off, and they're here. You know, some of them have been around for a long time. Some of them are new. You just kind of have to get out, walk around, just look things up, just get out and be like, you know what, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try something uncomfortable.
I'm gonna have to
we
try some
food.
We
like it.
Yeah.
There's so many food places out here. High Street, I'm convinced that eventually there's not gonna be any meters. It's just gonna be food and boutiques and art, which is really cool.
I was driving down High Street Friday, and I was like, man, when they're done with this, it's gonna be crazy down here.
It's gonna be dope, but I'm interested to see how the parking situation is gonna be.
Yeah, parking's terrible.
I mean, because they're changing the bus routes for CODA, so I don't think that there'll be too many cars on High Street.
Really?
Parking and stopping and going.
That's interesting.
I don't think they're gonna be on High Street, the buses anyway. And I don't think there will be too many meters on the street. They might have them on the side streets.
Yeah.
I think the across from Monarch, which used to be level. Yeah. I think that's going to be a parking garage, but I'm not absolutely certain.
Oh, the one that they're building right now.
Yeah.
That's
I hope they are. I mean, we need parking.
Yeah.
We need parking, man.
For sure. All right, so you're driving around Columbus, and you have to listen to 3 Columbus artists. Who are you listening to right now?
Definitely. Does Jarrell count?
Yeah, Jarrell counts.
Okay.
I should say no because he's big.
Man, I still play old school Fly Union.
Okay.
Still. Tay Fresh is definitely one. I don't want to name all rappers, so I gotta dig a little.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out because I listen to a lot of Columbus music, and really what that means is I listen to a lot of Columbus rap.
Yeah.
And there's more to Columbus music than
we don't
just
think
rap.
about it like that though, because I feel like rap is most talked about.
Yeah.
But maybe it's
pop
maybe
music.
it's the people we're hanging out with.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That could be it too.
But also another one is he's actually a Christian artist, Jacob Stanifer.
No, I'm not.
He's a Christian EDM artist. Counterfeit Madison.
I would have never guessed that genre. Christian EDM music.
Yeah,
I believe it. I just never thought
Yeah, it's actually really dope. I used some of his material on the Columbus Book Project vinyl.
Okay.
So.
You curated the vinyl for the Columbus Book Project?
P Black.
Hey.
I really love P Black, man. I really love P Black.
He literally. So 2 things about P Black. 1, he changed the way that I felt about. 3 things actually. He changed the way that I felt about Columbus music, period.
Yeah.
The project with Concord rolling and
I
the
put that on there.
Oh, you put that on there?
Because I did that. Everything was so intentional. I put Concord rolling on because that was a hot year for him.
Yeah.
And he did not get the appreciation that he deserved for that project.
Not at all.
I brought it back.
I was a freshman in college when it came out, going into college.
Yeah.
And I had never heard raps like that before. I was like, yo, it just blew. It let me know that it was okay for me to be the person that I am now, whatever, without none of the images or anything that you're supposed to be or whatever.
Yeah.
So that changed my life. I just reviewed his project, I Hope All Is Well, and I was writing it, and I was like, I can't just write about this or whatever. So I completely revamped my reviews system for Flypaper for projects and stuff, and now we're putting them out audio and putting it out through the podcast and everything. So
gotcha.
He influenced that, and then I said, it was just the first artist that I believed in or whatever from Columbus. So
yeah. And then my other DJ friend, Tron, he's out here doing some major strides. He's producing as well. He's just out here working. Cal Scrooby, you know, he's fire. I was like, man, before like a couple years ago, I had never even heard of Cal. He's from Ohio.
He performed at Pepsi Music Factory as well. And
like, he's actually a really cool dude, you know.
I did a mixtape with IB Reese last summer, and he put Cal Scrooby on there, and I forget the actual name of the song, but it was like, yeah, hold up, wow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually.
And I was like,
I think it is called Hold Up.
Is it called Hold Up? I didn't know if it was called Wow or Hold Up, but it's like, I love that song.
You know what? Now it's gonna bother me so much. I'm gonna look it up.
I love that song.
The video is dope too. I love that the quality's there.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's just because he's signed to a label, but there's artists out here, videographers out here that, like, whether you're signed or not, that are equally talented out here. And
Corey Parks, he puts out great videos.
Yeah,
Bobby
man,
Biz
there's so
puts
much
out great
talent
videos.
out here, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of really like dope. Like, that's another thing. I listen to primarily Columbus music, and it's easy. Like, I don't feel like I have to make exceptions and like, oh, like, all right, it's a city, so like I'll forgive this low quality or whatever. It's like,
it's called Hold Up.
It's called Hold Up?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta make sure and put that in the rotation. So all the music's playing in the background, so all Columbus music and stuff too. All right, last question.
Okay.
Who, in your opinion, are the most fashionable people in Columbus?
You know what? That question isn't gonna work
Oh,
because
man.
there are so many. There's so many.
All right, well, do you draw inspiration from anybody else?
No.
All right, so
It's like, because I've always like not to. I've
Pastel,
always
Brittany.
no,
and
like,
B
because
Pastel.
I've like, you can ask anybody who's known me. I am the exact same way as I was since a kid. I don't really look at what anybody else is doing. I'm not really focused on that. I just wear what I wear. Like, I just do what I want to do.
People kill me for how I be dressing sometimes or whatever, because they were like, you wear headbands and hats and
What is it?
you
What
got
does it
loud.
matter?
Yes,
Like,
I wear like 7 shades of red and everything. It's like, bro, like, you got, man, this is what I want to wear, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
like, I match even when I don't even mean to do it, but I even match when I go to bed.
oh yeah, you wild.
Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I've done it since I was a kid, so for me, it's not something that's noticeable. You know, it's just something that I do. It's a part of my genetic makeup.
For sure.
I feel like everything has order in my mind. So,
I got you. All right, I'll let you sidestep
like,
that
I mean,
question.
there are so many dope.
All right, just name some of them off the top of your head.
Well, Alexia's one.
Okay.
Alani Gray.
Yeah, I knew Alani before
Rio.
I knew who Alani was in Columbus and stuff. I was like, oh, I didn't know you was like Alani and everything. I thought you was just Alani. She was like, I am just Alani.
Dustin Stace.
Stace?
That's not his last name, but
Gray?
his name is Dustin. He's Asian, bald guy,
no,
tattoos
different
everywhere.
person, yeah.
Man, when he shows up, he just exudes this energy where everybody's just like, who is that guy?
I think I've known everybody except for him. I don't know him. I'd like to meet him.
Yeah, Lavelle. I mean, he has his own. He'll go from, you know, business suit to, you know, this is me outside of work.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I like when people can switch it up. You know what I mean? So I like people who do what they want to do with no regard. Because it's just like me. I relate to those people.
Yeah, for sure.
So I never try to look like anybody. I never try to do anything outside of who I naturally am.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm grateful for that, because there's a lot of people who try really hard to be somebody else. And that sucks.
Fake ass facade that they couldn't keep up. That's
I mean,
what
it sucks, because, like, when they change it up, are you going to be like, I never got this term, I could never pull that off. And I'm like, what? Getting dressed? I mean, what does that even mean?
When you put it like that, you know?
I mean, I just get dressed. That's it. Like, I don't even ask people, how does it look? Because I want to wear it. So if I want to wear it, that's all that matters.
Right. Facts.
So.
Well, excuse me, I really appreciate, you know what I mean, you sitting down, you taking time out of your Sunday to talk.
Definitely.
I think that there's a lot of jewels and gems, you know what I mean, in this joint. So
yeah,
I'm excited to put it out. You know,
Sure.
Thanks for like talking to me, you know what I mean.
Thanks
As always,
for
that's
having
a
me.
pleasure.
Thanks
you
for
know what I'm
having me.
saying?
We got to do that sit down combo again. Really
Yeah.
excited for you to make it to this event here on Thursday.
Man, can't wait for that.
And hopefully you can pull something away from it or meet somebody that you know you might gain some inspiration off of or might be intrigued by. You might want to interview them. That's what it's all about, is getting the right people connected. And it's not a right or wrong person. It's just about having people who desire the same outcomes
for sure.
in life, and putting them in a room, you know, because sometimes people lack in resources, education, all types of things, but sometimes when you're connected to the right people, you'd be surprised what can flourish. You know what I'm saying? You might have felt like, oh, I can't do this because I don't have a degree, or I can't do this because I don't have the funds. And it's like, you might be put in a room with some people who might show you some things, some keys, and keys open doors.
Me.
So
I see what you did there.
So,
Word.
yeah.
I appreciate you. Thanks
Definitely.
again.
Likewise. Thank you. Thank you.
Baby, come ride with me. Better yet, come fly with me. Won't you go